Alright, so it's just to verify the sounds outside that, I'm not making it up, that it's repetitive and ongoing and, largely incessant all day since about 11:30 a.m. And again, it's 5:30 p.m. or whatever I guess that's the next installment in the news, 5:37 p.m. August 15th, 2017. Let me see if I can get you to autofocus. Tuesday. There we go. Winds at 33 miles an hour. It's still very, very cold in here. 68. I take blood thinner, like all heart patients do, I believe. No, I know of at least one that doesn't. I don't want to speak like I'm a doctor, like I'm a cardiologist, and get in the trap that a lot of people pontificate as if they know, about heart disease and how these things should work, and how healthy you should be. And people still look at me, and I think of myself as a very healthy person, but I'm actually in very, very poor health. And I'll show you some video yesterday, to my own, I don't know if it's chagrin is the right word, or disgrace. I had a hot dog and some pizza and coffee latte, frappuccino kind of a thing, because they were kind of cheap to eat, and filling. You can hear the buzzsaw going out there again. It sounds like they're cutting metal. It sounds like a metal saw. I don't even know. I don't. Again, I guess they have a right to be there or whatever. And I don't know what the rights of privacy are now in the modern era. I was in the court the other day, and the court. I was brutally treated a couple of years ago in the court because I think. I wasn't told why, but I was thrown in jail for 24 hours, and I wasn't told why, by some vicious, mentally unstable judge in the crazy state of California. This is a state of nuts, and the governor's to blame, the lieutenant governor, and the ones previous, because they don't record what's in every court proceeding. There is no video, there is no mandate, there is no legal mandate to do that statewide. So the governor's to blame that. I guess they could change it in the city, state, county, and federal government, and those were all to blame also. Even in Las Vegas, Nevada, I don't know if it's statewide in Nevada, but I know it's mandated by law that they must record the court proceedings. We'll listen to that some more. To protect the litigants, or anybody who happens to be there in a courtroom. I have a very close friend whose mother, older than I am, and in much worse health and much more helpless than I, was threatened to be treated brutally. Of course, they carry it out against males. This is another thing you want to get with big data, is all the statistics on how brutally males are treated. And, you could break it down by race and age and, medical condition and all this stuff. And instead, the corporations of America seem to be, entrusting big data and its use to, recording how many Kit Kats Walgreens sold last week or something. Such minimal, ridiculous little considerations instead of doing, the serious people's business here in America. So again, this is nightly news, just a verified date and time check before I cut this. And again, it's mostly about, racism. All we care about is white racism, apparently. If it's Black Lives Matter, and again, in this building I was nearly murdered by two black guys with a pit bull 8 weeks ago. Nobody said a thing. It's like 8.5 weeks ago now. Nobody's lifted a finger. DA hasn't approached me. Police keep saying they'll get back to me. They never have. They act like they're the world's busiest police force or something. 10 times busier. Again, big data. Maybe we can find the actual truth. They're probably not going to tell me the actual truth. So, excuse me, Dianne Feinstein's office, whom I contacted within the last eight weeks, hasn't gotten back to me. Nancy Pelosi's office, about three years ago, I tried to contact, when I was brutally abused in the court for no apparent reason. And again, I was, I usually wear a suit jacket, and I certainly was there, and I think I was wearing pinstripes at the time, and I think part of the reason was they said, "Oh, this guy's dressed better than any of the lawyers who showed up in the court." I was going to defend my own case. It was just a landlord-tenant matter, and they brutally dragged me through the court. I asked for a medic and all that stuff, and they refused, and they probably contributed greatly to my current condition, and just the brutal treatment and lack of evidence. They should be federal evidence tampering charges and obstruction of justice charges against them and the city, county, state, and federal government for not mandating the protection of citizens with video, for being in the courts, especially when the judges are such arbitrary and powerful jackasses who can destroy your life and even kill you and get away with it, I'm sure. So we got to put a stop to that. All right, I'll cut this for now. Again, I got to take this to the people up on the web, because I've already been to all the other, so-called authorities that are appointed, elected, etc., or a great many of them, and I'm still wanting for answers. 2.5 months, 8.5 weeks later, after nearly being mauled, I could see where maybe the pit bull would have went crazy on me and maybe ripped off my crotch, eaten my crotch, destroyed my crotch, in addition to my legs, or what have you, and no other thing would have been said about it. It would still be in the same condition it is now. Nobody would say boo, and they would all try to sweep it under the rug, just like they're doing now. And I'd be missing legs, or ankles, or Achilles tendons or something. I mean, these are vicious pit bulls. I said on a video yesterday, we should get rid of all dogs. I guess we should use the big data, find out which breeds are the most peaceful and tolerant. And people, I read, of course, I got heart disease. I read up on cats, or whatever the internet presents you when you check Google about if cats are just as effective as dogs as pets in terms of lowering your stress and being service animals, and the answer is yes. It seems to be. I don't know what kind of data they used. I'm trusting Google, right? And once again, we still hear this noise out there, and again, it's been out there all day. And I guess I'm supposed to live with it and like it. And again, by chance, my sleep was badly destroyed last night, and I've had a very bad handle on my sleep for years and years and years. And it could be owing to the shift work I did from midnight to 8 a.m. for so many years. And that could have destroyed my sleep mechanism seems to be destroyed. I don't even know if that's medically possible or it's common or what. And they don't seem to have a lot of answers. I went to the sleep clinic at the Fort Miley VA complex, and it's unbelievably weak. I slept there the whole night, and all they're looking for is sleep apnea. They don't seem to understand anything else. All right, I'll cut this for now.